to the podcast. I am so glad you're here. It's Andrea Gribble. Things are heating up, the end of the school year and all of the things. And I hope you're looking forward to a summer. You're probably working. I'm assuming you're working year round, but a little bit of rest, relaxation, but then re-energizing. And I'm really excited that you are here today because we are going to hear from Barbara Hunter, APR. She is the executive director with the National School Public Relations Association. And we're going to chat all about the national seminar that's coming up in Chicago in July. I'm going to be there. My team members are going to be there. I'm going to be speaking, pre-seminar session, breakout session. There's hundreds of sessions. I don't want to spill it all because you're going to learn all about it and why you should attend, how you maybe ask for money to get the funding for this, and even some discounts, especially if you're in the Midwest area, drivable distance, and you save even more money. So I'd really love for you to join me there. And so before we get started, I just want to give one more plug to an opportunity for some professional development, which is our boot camp. Our boot camp is happening this summer. We've got one in the fall as well, but it's almost filled up. So if you want to check it out, if you want to take your social media to the next level, maybe you attend the NSPRA seminar, maybe you consider, hey, I can't do that, but I'm going to do this boot camp program. The cost is only $395 per person. It's PD delivered right to your computer, but it's a small group feel where you're going to be held accountable. Guys, you want to check out my website, socialschool4edu.com. Go under services and check out the boot camp, but don't delay, because if you do, you're going to probably lose your spot because we only have a few spots left. All right, let's get to today's K-12 PR tip. All right, before we get to today's episode, we always start every episode with a K-12 PR tip. And we are talking a lot about professional development today, and I really want to focus on this. You guys, in your role as a school communicator, you cannot do this job without continually reinventing, reinvesting in the way you do things, in your own learning, because you guys, things are constantly changing. Social media is changing. The way your parents get information is changing. And you can't be back, 20 years ago trying to just send out a press release and think that people are going to know about things, because they're not. And maybe that's still important to you, but there are a lot of tools out there. And so my tip for you is this: as we wind down this school year and we re-look at the 22-23 school year, what are you planning to do to invest in yourself? I would love for you to attend the NSPRA seminar. I would love for you to invest in our boot camp. I would love for you to look at our membership program, which is amazing, amazing value that supports you all year long. There are other programs out there. There are podcasts like this one that are free. Just committing to listening to a school communication related podcast once a week could be the professional development that you need to really take you to that next level, enable you to serve your school district with the best of your ability, get new ideas, bring those, and look like a superstar. And it's not about being a superstar or looking like one, but actually the impact that that's going to make, that ripple effect. But it can't happen if we live in this little cocoon and don't open ourselves up to new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things. So my tip to you today is this: as we look into the next school year, how are you investing in yourself? And that should be supported by your school, helping with any financial investments that are needed, because you're worth it. But that's my tip today. Please think about that. Now let's get into all of the details about this juicy seminar that's coming up in July in Chicago with the NSPRA organization. Let's get you talking to Barbara Hunter. Barbara Hunter, APR, is in the house. How are you?
I'm doing great, Andrea. How are you?
It's great to see you again online, although we got to see each other in person just a few weeks ago at NSPRA. You've been making the rounds.
I have. I've been traveling far and wide. Love being out with the chapters and their conferences and hearing their challenges and their successes. It's such a great way for us to connect here from the mothership out in the land. And I always learn something when I'm out there, I always meet fabulous people. So yeah, and I'm going to be hitting the road again here soon. So
Goodness,
excited.
there's never a dull moment. Well, I wanted to have you back on the show to really focus in on our NSPRA seminar, which is coming up this July in Chicago. One of the events, actually my first, Barbara, was in Chicago
Oh,
at the first seminar I ever went, which, I didn't have to get on an airplane. I just was able to drive. So maybe that was one of the reasons. But I've never wanted to miss one since because it's such a big event. So I guess, if people don't know who you are, just if you want to first give your explanation of kind of your role there at NSPRA, and then we'll dig into the seminar details.
sure. I'd be delighted to. So I am the very proud executive director of the National School Public Relations Association. I have the privilege of leading an association that's dedicated to school communications. And we are growing. Our membership is now up to nearly 2,400, which is spectacular. We've increased our members in the last 6 to 9 months dramatically. So that's all good signs that we are serving our members well, doing the right thing. So
Yeah,
happy to be here.
absolutely. And so the seminar is coming up. So can you just kind of explain what is the seminar?
Sure. So the NSPRA seminar is really the premier professional development opportunity for school communicators, superintendents, any role that you might have within a school district or educational service agency that has to do with communications. This is your opportunity to come and learn and grow and network. It is just this wonderful opportunity. Not only is it the premier opportunity, but it's the largest in the US and Canada. So we are, as you mentioned, it's in July 17th to 20th in Chicago. We have a spectacular hotel, the Sheraton Grand Hotel, right on the river. Right downtown Chicago, and they are getting ready as we speak for our arrival.
That is awesome. So it's the largest in the US and Canada. And you just shared before we got started that you've got some record-breaking numbers for the seminar.
Yes. So our highest attended seminar was Washington, D.C. in 2019. And those of your listeners who remember that, that was a great conference. Wonderful learning opportunity. We are now running 100 ahead of that registration number comparatively week to week. So we are expecting, I'd hazard a guess, but you can probably hold me to this, 1,100 to 1,200,
Yeah.
which would far surpass our recent numbers. We might even hit 1,300. And people come because we have incredibly great speakers. You being among them, you're doing a pre-sim half-day workshop on Saturday, July 16th. And and we really have taken an opportunity to dig deep into what folks want to learn about. And so people who have been to this conference might remember we had action labs and special sessions as hour-and-a-half blocks. We now are calling them amplify sessions. So this is really amplifying their understanding of school PR principles, strategies, and skills. And we have a tremendous lineup of 11 amplify sessions, 90 minutes long. And then we have 100 plus breakout sessions, 60 minutes long, on a variety of topics. I will tell you, Andrew, we got, again, a record-breaking number of submissions for presentation proposals. We received 150 for 100 slots. So that meant that these were very high quality. We had to be selective about who we chose and who we slotted in there. And so this is just going to add up to just a wonderful learning opportunity for folks.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And it's so hard to pick when you're there of like, who am I going to go listen to?
I know. But the great thing is, so we're also offering this as a hybrid. So we have this on our virtual platform as well. And we did this last year, and an unintended benefit and consequence, if you will, we didn't realize this when we did it. but those sessions are all pre-recorded, those skill sessions. So folks can go back and look at those sessions. In-person attendees have full access to the virtual platform. And so everyone can go back after they return home and go back to those sessions that they didn't have a chance to attend.
And that doesn't cost any more money?
Nope, nope. It's all included in one price. So
And is there a difference in price? So there's an in-person option and a virtual option. Are those both the same price?
both same price.
Okay.
Because we designed this last year when we were in the middle of the pandemic, and I feel like we hopefully are coming out of the pandemic at this point, but we wanted to be able to let people to toggle back and forth. So say, for example, they registered for in-person, but then either they got sick or they weren't comfortable traveling, then they could jump to the virtual. You can even, when you're in person in Chicago, jump on the virtual platform if that's how you want to learn. Both of the general sessions, the keynote sessions will be live streamed. And there are going to be a lot more interactive opportunities with folks on the virtual platform this year.
Okay, that is awesome. And I can attest to the high quality of the sessions. I always learn so much. I'm really lucky. I was one of the lucky chosen ones to do a breakout session because Melissa Reese and I are going to talk all about Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels freaks people out, and we're going to actually break it down and show them how easy it is. But there's like how-to sessions, and then there's really strategic sessions. There's like sessions on, growing your school PR one-person shop into, two people or more.
Yes.
I mean, almost everything to support what you need for that next level is there for you at this seminar.
Absolutely. We love to say we offer kind of like a smorgasbord for people to choose from depending on where they are. We have a whole slew of first-time attendees that we know because they mark that box, they check that box when they register. So we're looking forward to welcoming those. But I will tell you, we have 10 session focus areas, and some of them are focused on equity, leadership, branding, marketing, engagement. We have the educational service agency folks have their own focus area, crises. So we try and cover the gamut of what people want to know about and learn about.
Yeah, if it's not available there, you probably don't need to know about it. That's my right.
Or we don't know about it yet, right?
Oh, definitely. So what do you think? I mean, somebody's kind of nervous and are just like, I don't know if I should really go. What do you think is the best part of the NSPRA seminar, in your opinion? Now, I've been going for maybe 6 or 7 years. I started this business in 2014. I didn't even really know what school communications was about. This is my motto in life, and it was in high school, and it's what I teach my kids. You got to make friends with smart people because they are going to help you. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, that's the best reason to go to NSPRA seminar, is because you need to make friends with really smart people that are going to help save you when you need it, because you've got that personal connection. But what would you say?
Well, it's so I've been going to this conference for 20 years as when I was an NSPRA member, and I always found the learning, yes, to be top notch, but I also found the networking opportunities to be invaluable. And I think that's to your point where you are advising folks to make friends, get connected. We're new this year, we're to help that. So, we have a lot of first-time attendees, and they may be kind of shy about getting connected with folks and feeling like, oh, these people know each other, because there's a lot of hugs and high fives, and it's almost like a high school reunion, which is so much fun for extroverts like you and I. Is that we're going to be creating this new networking opportunity on Monday and Tuesday during lunch. And we're going to set up networking tables that are labeled, and we don't know what those affinity groups are. Going to create affinity groups. It could be one-person shops. Yes, it could be chief communication officers. It could be working dads, working moms. We're gonna really offer a wide range of networking topics. So people can just grab their lunch, which is going to be sold on site, box lunch. Another new thing for us, because we heard people don't want to leave the conference and then come back because they don't have time, because they really like to learn. And so we're going to be providing that. And then you pick up your box lunch and then you go find your networking table. And so this is going to be a great opportunity for people to connect on different levels and on different topics.
I love that idea because it is a mad frenzy. And then, you know, you let out 1,000 people at once to go eat and you're like, where can you even get in?
Exactly.
Usually where you're located, there's a lot of options, but it's kind of a stressor to get back by your 1 o'clock or 1:30 start session, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And those box lunches are optional. The networking is optional, but this is what we heard from because we try and make decisions based on research, right?
Mhm.
Best practice, and so we have heard this consistently over the last few years.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would just put a plug as, you know, somebody in a district of 300 students of, hey, if you've got less than 1,000 students at your school, let's hang out at this table, or, you know, but I love that. I've been at events like that where you can kind of be able to meet people that are kind of just like you and interested in and you know, and of course you're going to fit into many topics, but what's the one that speaks to you?
Yeah.
Great opportunity. I love that. Is there any other things that are different this year that people should know of that maybe have attended the seminar before? We already talked about, of course, the virtual option and that you can jump in and out of that. This lunch and networking and the box lunches. Anything else?
Well, again, we're planning a fabulous welcome reception for Sunday night. And last year we did the second line parade through the French Quarter down to the riverboat, which was spectacular. And we think we are going to be providing an equally spectacular welcome reception, along with our partner Blackboard in this event. They co-sponsored last year, and we'll be doing that again. We have rented out this awesome space. It's in the Merchandise Mart. It's right on the Chicago River. It's called Marshall's Landing, and it's a spectacular old building that has a lovely gathering area. We're going to have food and beverages and some music. That's probably some blues music. We're still working on the music selection for that. And it's just a great opportunity for people to come and reconnect. And then this is the really cool thing. Chicago does this Art on the Mart digital display at every night in the summer at 8:30 p.m. And that's the building that they do it on. So when the reception ends at 8:15, if you want, you can go outside and you can look at this beautiful digital display entertainment that the city is providing. So it's going to be just a really cool way to get to know Chicago a little bit.
Yeah, I love it. Like you said, last year in New Orleans was so neat because it's a lot of the sponsors, the big sponsors are incorporating elements of that city where you get to have some experiences, because you and I, Barbara, have both been to cities where it's like you're so much in the conference, you don't really even realize what town you're in.
Right.
And really NSPRA does go above and beyond to try to incorporate some of those things. I'll just say, you know, I love to run and work out and stuff, and we always have a K-12 PR Fit run
Yep.
on Sunday morning, which I'll
So
be there
yep.
this year, so that'll be fun. But it's just something that I look forward to, and you're only new once, you guys, so you know, I'm so glad to hear that there's so many newcomers, but as soon as you've been there once, you're going to realize how valuable it is, and know that you need to come back.
Yeah. We have a couple of other things going on that are new. Product demos in the marketplace area. We have a huge marketplace area, which is about sold out at this point. So we're going to have some product demos by companies, which is going to be really cool. And then we're going to have a marketplace closing reception, which we've never done before, on Tuesday at 4:30, just to give everybody another opportunity to come down and have some food and some beverages and mingle with their business sponsors and partners that they might not have had a chance to say hello to at that point.
Awesome. And we'll be there. Social School for EDU will be having a table, and we'll be giving away these little
Nice.
dudes, which are phone holders and stress relievers, which is really
Love it.
fun.
Love it.
But that's going to be really nice, drawing some attention to that area, making sure people are hanging out, because I think then the vendors kind of close down. They're not usually open on Wednesdays, right?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be the last that we'll see the vendors late on Tuesday.
Okay. So listeners right now are like, okay, I'm in, like, I want to go. But sometimes we are very cost conscious.
Yes.
It's sometimes to our own detriment, right? So if our listeners are afraid of asking for funding from their school, what would you want to say to them?
Well, I would say it's really an investment in their own professional development and then in the school district communications program, because people they come and they take away so many great ideas and so many new strategies and new ways of looking at things, that I think that it's truly an investment. And I think if a superintendent is reluctant to put that, it's not that expensive really for all that you get, the 3 days of professional development. But if a superintendent's reluctant, then you have to say this is an investment in our district communication program, and we need to learn how to do things better and continually improve. And this is like the best way to do it.
Yeah. And my statement, I mean, I know many people that are probably listening to this, they actually pay out of pocket, and I'm not saying you should, because that's not, your school should make that investment, but it's so valuable to them, and it helps them in their career so much. It makes their job that much easier.
Yes.
They actually pay out of pocket, and there are some things you can do unique, and hopefully, with the pandemic going down, room sharing is an option. And so, there's things that you can do to keep the cost down. But one of my statements, and obviously we serve schools with helping them with social media and those things, but it's like, if you attending this seminar could attract or retain just one student, and usually a family has a couple students, right? But even if it helped attract or retain and keep one student, it's like 5x or 6x or whatever fold of payment back to your school district.
Exactly.
So don't be afraid. And, and it's happening in July. And so, it's a new fiscal year and all of that, those things, but schools are about professional development. They're obviously about ongoing education. This is your chance to get the best of the best. And so that is great. So if somebody's like, okay, I'm ready, how do I register? Can you kind of walk us through how to do that?
Sure. NSPRA.org. That's easy. Go to NSPRA.org and click on seminar. And we have a rotating slide on our front page, which is dedicated to the seminar. And that will take you to all the information that you need to know. If you register before the end of May, you get a $50 discount. And there are discounts also for the North Central region, which does include Illinois, Iowa, I'll get my glasses on, Minnesota, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and some parts of Canada. So they're eligible for a $100 discount. And then you can bring some team folks, or bring your superintendent, and there's a discount associated with that as well. So there's ways to save money as part of the registration.
That's awesome. And I didn't even realize that folks up in my neck of the woods can save some money.
Yes.
That's great. So I'll link to NSPRA.org in the show notes, everybody. I'd love to see you there. Not only will I be there from my team, but Heidi and Stephanie and Melissa, we're leading that pre-seminar session, which those cost a little bit more money, not much, but there's some awesome opportunities for additional learning. Again, it's the premier communications conference for school leaders. And so, if you're a school PR person, if you're a superintendent, if you are with some of these service agencies, if really you're involved, I mean, because a lot of schools don't have a school PR person or a communications department. But if part of your role is social media, website, email, some of those communication type things, like this is the conference for them, isn't it, Barbara?
It absolutely is. It absolutely is the conference. And one of the things that we're able to offer, we have two nationally known general session speakers, and they're going to be inspiring. And one is somebody who spent 25 years at Disney as what does he call himself? A head of innovation and creativity, right? So we're going to kind of dig into that. And then the other great general session speaker wrote a book called Water the Bamboo. And it's about really taking care of yourself and really realizing your potential as a, as a professional. So, and probably personal as well. I haven't heard him speak yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. So
yeah, you guys always have really great speakers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's really a great topic to talk about, the well-being and taking care of yourself, because over the last 2 years, we've been through a lot of trauma. I mean, in our positions. And so certainly reconnect, re-energize, and really get ready. I always say it's going to be the best year yet, but I would have to say 22, 23, people are going to be really excited. So get on the pre-cusp of that right in July, right before you go back to school, with surrounding yourself with those best practices, with some new innovation. And you're going to have so many ideas you're going to have to prioritize. But that's a good problem to have, because you don't have to do it all at once. And so I sure hope that I get to see all the listeners there. Is there anything, and then of course get to meet Barbara and all the great people, all of our board that has worked so hard. But any other last minute things that people should think about as they get registered?
The only thing is our conference hotel is sold out, our main conference hotel, and we've opened up another hotel room block at really close, like just like down the block, the Embassy Suites. So if that we're 60% sold out of that at the moment. If that sells out, we'll open up another room block really close to the conference hotel. So you can see people are super excited, and this is going to be the one to come to.
That is awesome. So yes, get registered today so that you can get hopefully in that Embassy Suites, or and you've had to do that many years where you're not necessarily in the same hotel, but there is always kind of nice to be. Yeah.
No, and in the summer in Chicago, honestly, right on the river, there's nothing better, really. It's a great location.
Yeah, definitely. I know back in Washington, D.C., that was a little warm for me. I just but it was good. It was awesome. So, well, Barbara, thank you so much for spending time with us today and to share with all our listeners this awesome opportunity. You guys get signed up. I will see you there. And if you have any questions, go on to NSPRA.org, reach out. Somebody from there will definitely, help respond. And if you've got questions, I can help probably answer some too, because I've been to many of these conferences over the past few years. I meet incredible people that become my friends, mentors, all of the things. And you truly are like, who you surround yourself with, that's who you are. And so this truly is the best of the best. So
thank you, Andrea, so much for inviting me on to talk about something I love so much.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week, same time, same place, for the Mastering Social Media for Schools podcast. Bye-bye.